Tonight, welcome back again to Transparent Tuesday, okay? Last week, you guys did an awesome job leaving your questions, but I must tell you, all of the questions were pretty much asking the same thing. So I boiled them down to two questions. One is going to take a little longer than the other. I'll start with the short question and answer first. Tasha, what kind of lipstick do I wear and how do I manage to keep it off the glass? Well, I am a big fucking fan of the Queen collection, okay? You can get that shit at Walmart, CVS. I love her colors. Her shades are for the dark-skinned woman as I am, and she's always just made my lips flawless for $5 or less, okay? Now, how do I manage to keep the lipstick off the glass? It's simple. It's all in how you drink it. Just like this. Watch. I got the inside of my lip. See? All in there. So there's no lipstick on the glass. Now, after about a couple of glasses of wine, you're going to see lipstick all over this shit because I don't give a fuck. Now, big question of the night. Tasha, what do you think of Swirl? What do you think of Jesse Williams divorcing his black wife to date a white woman? What do you think of Serena Williams and her baby daddy and her new husband? Because he's her baby daddy now because she ain't fucking married. All right. And it's interesting that I'm getting this question a lot, and I'm shocked that you guys even asked me that fucking question. No, I'm not, because you guys knew I was going to fucking tell you. What do I personally think of Swirl? Well, being that I've swirled a lot, so you're speaking to somebody who swirled before I got married to a root dick, and I call it a root dick because he's from Africa, okay? Roots, yeah. I swirl personally, and I'm talking about me, okay? I'm not talking about anybody else. I chose to swirl because coming up, I was raised in a very dysfunctional family. And I'm talking about drugs, alcohol, abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, all came from the black men and black boys that were in my life and directly within my community, inside of my house, outside of my house. So everywhere that I went, I saw in my community lies, cheating, drugs, all kind of shit. It made me lose faith in my black men. When I got a chance to travel, thanks to my mom, she joined the military because she wanted to get us the fuck out of, Panama City. A lot of people say, oh, you're from Panama City, Florida. You're from Panama City, Florida. Oh my God, it must be so cool. You're at the beach. And I'm like, no, bitch, I don't even know how to fucking swim, okay? My mom didn't play that shit. When her friend, 5 of her friends' kids died of a fucking undertow coming up when she came up, she didn't really trust white people like that. So she didn't want us out there with them. People that were on the beach were mostly white, and the black people who were poor were over the bridge, okay, which a lot of people don't usually go over the bridge when they're in Panama City. It's minority black. Projects, trailers, modular homes, all kind of shit, okay? And then you see a lot of black men who are dope dealers, a lot of black men with a lot of baby mamas and all kind of shit. And it's still going on to this day. It's actually gotten worse. And so I just pray tremendously for my city. Now, I chose to swirl because of those things. When I was in my community, I personally thought from my experiences that I wasn't treated and loved enough from my own community. And so when I looked outside, because everybody looks for love and some people happen to look for it in the wrong places. I looked for love, and I don't think anybody should have to look for love, but being that I was abused so bad coming up as a girl, as a young black girl, and told I was ugly and I was dark, I was hairy because I'm hairy as fuck, you know what I'm saying? All kind of shit. You name it, they basically said it. This was my life coming up, and it was told to me mainly from my own people. It made me not rely and love my own people, which made me in turn not love my own self. You understand what I'm saying? And so when I saw other races, especially on TV, because Hollywood is predominantly white, they show the white homes or the other homes that are not black as happy motherfucking homes. And so when I saw a white man and he approached me and he was very nice and sweet, I decided to date him because I just wanted fucking peace. I wanted a very smooth, energetic field. You know what I'm saying? I wanted my energy to be positive. And so, and at that time, white men, Asian men, Hispanic men gave me that. They didn't give me what my black men couldn't give me because they weren't taught to fucking give it. And so that's what caused me to swirl. And so when I see other swirlers, I don't have a problem with it because they're swirling because they choose to swirl. And if they choose to fall in love with that person, because I do really feel that people choose to fall in love, You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't want to fall in love with your ass, I'm going to definitely separate myself from your motherfucking ass, okay? I don't give a shit how good your dick is and everything like that. If I don't want to love your ass because you're not loving me and you're not loving yourself, I'm not going to fucking fall in love with you. That's not love, okay? That's why I chose to swirl. That's why my best friend is swirling. She's married to a white guy. Hell, she swirls so motherfucking much, she tells her kids to mark fucking white on their damn applications. And I'll be like, bitch, what the fuck? Wait a minute. She's like, they are what their father are. You know what I'm saying? But she too, as a black woman, she wasn't thick enough. She's skinny. You know what I'm saying? She's aggressive. She found love from another race. And so this man is a great father. He takes care of his kids and he happens to be white. And I don't have a problem with that. He's one of my best friends too. And I love him to death because he loves my best friend and he loves those kids. So I'm looking at him from the inside and not the outside. Now, the reason we see a lot of these ball players, basketball players, and actors like Jesse Williams and stuff leaving their black wives is because you really don't see a lot of black women in Hollywood. That's their community. Whether you want to admit it or not, your community shapes your experiences. And so if their experiences are pleasant, and the pleasantness and the niceness and the love is coming from the opposite race, this is what they're naturally going to be attracted to. Okay. And so if Jesse Williams is in his home with this black woman who's insecure, and I'm not saying she's insecure, but maybe she's insecure. She probably can't compete with people in Hollywood. Her husband's very attractive. He's being hit on every day. And yet every time he's getting hit on, I know she got the motherfucking side eye because I would have the motherfucking side eye. Why these hoes all up in your face? You know what I'm saying? If I was her, I'm just saying, and I had a husband that was in the limelight like that, any woman would find it uncomfortable, especially if you're not Hollywood material, you would have an issue. And so if his positive energy is coming from something of the other race, that's what he's naturally going to be drawn to, because we're all drawn to positive energy frequencies. And that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. So when people swirl, they swirl because it makes them happy. It swirl because it puts them in a positive space. Now, me personally, when I swirled, the only thing that bothered me about the swirling aspect of it, okay, was that if he called me a black bitch, a white dude, y'all would probably see me on motherfucking death row, okay? That's the only thing that I just couldn't muster, and my grandma told me that too. She said, Tasha, you know what I'm saying? The only thing I can't stomach is if this white man decides, if we're dating and he's mad or whatever and he wants to divorce me and he decides to call me a black bitch or a black nigger bitch or something like that, this motherfucker gonna die, period. And that's me. That's just something I can't grasp, and I just would never put myself in that situation. And I'm glad now and proud to be married to a root dick from Africa who understands how to first love himself, and then he translates that love to me and his dark-skinned African baby girl. That's all that I wanted at the end of the day, was for somebody to love me. And I think what people miss in the black community, we still have a lot of repairing to do. And the only way we're going to repair each other and what's been done to us over the years, because we have been mentally fucking trained to think this way and to become drug addicts and to become mentally ill and to become depressed. This was what was meant to happen to our race. And until we understand that and until we grasp that, we are going to continue to be a statistic, and we're going to be dying off in numbers, and we're going to be interbreeding with other races, and then there's not even going to be a black race any motherfucking more. It's going to be an off-brand of black race, like a knockoff black race, because you got to look at culturally, history, okay? When you're born into an African tribe, you marry in that tribe. It's the same thing with the Russians. It's the same thing with England. The native Indians, we all, when we were put here, when we were born into what culture and what tribe and race we came for, we dated within that race. Now, if something happens within that race and then we see something else that we like, we're naturally probably going to say, okay, if things aren't going good in this race, let me figure out what's going on good over here, and maybe I'll just be able to find happiness, because at the end of the day, all we want is love. And so if love is going to come from somebody of the opposite race, who am I to deny that love when I've never experienced love from within my race? Till this day, we still have people of the same race that don't love people of the same race, and it's going to evolve. And swirling is going to become more common because of people's community experiences. I hope you're feeling me here. And unfortunately, Hollywood's predominantly fucking white. So yes, it's like bringing a black dude up in a fucking white community. Who do you think he's gonna fucking date? He's gonna date Ivory. He's gonna love Ivory because that's what he knows. That's what he was brought up in. And you can't blame him for that. And so the reason I'm with a root dick today is because I was brought up around black men, and I always wanted a black man. Now, those are my thoughts on swirling. I don't have a fucking problem with it. If you were raised in that shit, you just need to understand why it is that you're swirling. I knew exactly why I swirled, and it's because I couldn't find what I wanted within my race. But one thing that I never did was put down my own race of men just because I couldn't find what I wanted within them. And you got a lot of people doing that shit, and it's not fucking right. That means you're only dating somebody outside of your race by fucking default, which is fucked up. You're taking leftovers. You're settling, okay? Now, if you're gonna settle because this is love, that's fine. But do not announce that you're fucking settling by downing a black woman because you're black, just because she appears to be ghetto and she appears to be ratchet and she's loud and she's this and she's not what your narcissistic, insecure ass wants, okay? I'm talking to the black men that have problems with their own black women. And now I gotta go. Now, before I go, I introduced last night the Apothic Crush. This is the wine that started it all on this channel, okay? It's a smooth red blend. In this wine, you're gonna taste fresh berries and caramel, okay? It smells like oak and vanilla on the palate. I enjoy this wine as an everyday kind of relaxed wine, which means after dinner with dessert, you can have this wine with anything. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like the video, subscribe. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at UNWINEWITHTASHAK. And if you didn't like the video, subscribe anyway, just so you could cuss my ass out. Not that I'ma give a damn anyway. Now I gotta go. Bye.